And now, more Utalk now.
Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Steve Russo from Utalk. Our guest is, well, you've seen him. A lot of you have. You've probably heard of him. He is in lots of different things. Was on a Nickelodeon show, Bubba Ganter. Bubba, how are you, my brother?
I'm good, Steve. How you doing?
Oh, man, I'm great. It's good to see you. Thanks for taking time out of your schedule to be with us, man.
Likewise, it's good to talk to you. I was just telling some people we've been friends for a minute now. It's been a good time. We've been about 4 or 5 years. So
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now, where are you right now? Are you in Cali? Are you in?
No, I'm in Flagstaff, Arizona right now.
Oh, so, that's right.
Yeah, so that's the hoodie because it's cold here.
It's actually cold in SoCal, but not probably as cold as Prescott. I'm actually heading over to Arizona in actually tomorrow morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I'm heading to Cali.
Hey, you know what? Let's wave on the road, or we'll stop for a burger or something. You know. So, what have you been up to lately?
Oh man, God, where do I start? It's this last month has just been crazy busy. And as you know, matter of fact, the last time I saw you, we did a little interview, and I left the next week. That's when I left town. I got here because my parents had came here to work on the house that I grew up in. They came to work on it, and I came, and I was going through a little something at the time, and I just stayed. I just I'm tired of Hollywood for a minute, and so basically, what's been going on? I got here, and I really wasn't doing much. I was supporting the local high school, my alma mater. I was supporting them, and watching the football and basketball, and then right after that, the pandemic hit. But at the same time, I actually started working for the local government, doing that, and so it's good. I'm keeping myself busy. So the last month or so, I just finished the movie Friday or Saturday over the weekend. I finished filming a movie.
Cool.
God had meetings with the director and producers. We talked, and then we talked a little bit on Sunday. And then we had a meeting today just to solidify some things. So, man, I'm just seeing it's rolling. So I'm signed on. God, it looks like 4 projects with it's called Little Books, Little Films.
Wow.
So like right now, it looks like I'm geared up to I got 4 projects getting ready to jump off.
Hey, I got to tell you, one of my things on my bucket list is to be an extra in one of your films.
Well, once I do my own, I got you. And that's a cool thing. I met Philip Penza is the director, and he's done some films, and they haven't been big budget films.
Yeah.
But sometimes you got you got to do what you got to do, and that's what I feel like doing now. So, like I said, I'll be directing as well. We talked about me directing because he has a series as well, and so I'll be in the series, but I'll also direct some of the episodes. And then I have what I posted yesterday. I just got word one of the films I did back in October is coming out, and that's My Big Heist. And I spent a little time up in Fresno doing that. So that's what's going on immediately. Yeah.
Well, you got to keep us informed when stuff happens, and then we'll put something up, just because you're part of the family here.
Yes,
so,
sir. Yes.
Hey, somebody asked just a minute or two ago, what was your favorite episode of Game Shakers?
Wow, there was so many. Oh man, I mean, it's just one of them shows that every week was something different. I want to say the episode that I was featured in, and that was it was called You Bet Your Bunny or something like that, because my character's name was Bunny. My character's name was Bunny. Yeah, and they lost, so they were betting because the Game Shakers were they create games on the phone and apps and stuff like that, and they turned out, they were 2 junior high girls, and it just took off. And then Kel Mitchell, who played Double G, they pirated one of his songs for the game, and so he was trying to get the millions of dollars they owed him, and that's how we came into the Game Shakers. So that was pretty fun because I got a rollerblade. It was the first time I rollerbladed in about 20 years. Wow. And so I did some stunts. I mean, we did a spin off of Friends. So we did the whole segment when they're dancing by the fountain and all that. So we did the fountain, and I actually had one of the monkeys from Friends, Katie. I had Katie, and she's on my shoulder the whole time, patting me on my head, scaring me half to death. And we're doing a dance with the light and turn the lights on. So that was probably another one. Then we did one on iCarly. There's so many, Steve. It was like, this thing I could go for days.
Oh, now our buddy Shell Bailey was on that with you, right?
Yes, that's my brother, my little big. I call him my little big brother. So that's how we met. You know, he introduced us as well. You know, you and I. That was part of, I think, the introducing after we were at the Sally Awards.
Yes, absolutely. It all started then. So we had him on a while back, and I kept thinking I gotta get Bubba on. You know, this is crazy. Now, when did you
went crazy?
No, it really did, you know, and it complicates things. But I mean, you know, we started this this weekly show when the pandemic started, you know, back a year ago, and it's just taken off and growing, and you know, all kinds of cool stuff. So, you know, I'm totally stoked that you're on. When did you start acting?
So I did my first film in 1994. You know, and I tell people every time I do interviews, they try to ask, well, how did you get? And I said, you know, it fell into my lap. That's all I can say. It fell into my lap. At the time, I was bodyguard for New Kids on the Block.
Oh, okay.
So that's how I got into the industry. I was actually, Dolly Parton was the first person I ever bodyguard, was Dolly Parton. I did a little time I was with Milli Vanilli, and then I was with New Kids on the Block, and you know, I've done some of everybody. But New Kids is probably, that was my longest stint.
Your longest one.
So I did a movie called what's it called? The Texas Payback.
Man, you must have stories upon stories to tell. I mean, I had forgotten about you being a bodyguard. I mean, that just opens up so many New Kids on the Block. Katie's she's gonna freak when I tell her, you know, what, Bubba?
Yeah, so I actually lived with Jordan Knight. So, in Boston. So it was when things went haywire with football, I got hurt, so I wasn't able to continue my football career. So that happened. Yeah, so I lived with Jordan the whole time, and it was an interesting experience. And I tell people, man, I got stories that, you know, I forgot so many. I forgot more than what, you know, people remember to do their whole lifetime, you know. And so it's just one of those things that I've been very fortunate, you know, like I said, because that fell into my lap as well. You know, and it's like I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. And what just happened over the last couple of weeks, been in the right place at the right time.
Oh,
so yeah.
Well, you know what? I'm glad you're getting blessed with some cool stuff to do. You know, you've been through a lot. But by the way, who'd you play ball for?
Well, I played the Scottsdale, and that's when I got hurt. Then I tried to go to ASU, and I got
hurt. So that college career was cut real short.
Yeah, it was cut. Yeah, between that, I'm still feeling those injuries from 30 years ago. You know, I still feel them.
Well, you know what? I was going to play high school ball. But, you know, back then, you'll have to take this by faith, I was like this little skinny guy. They called me Sticks because I was skinny and I played drums, you know. But a guy from a rival high school said, you know, Russo, you get out on that field, man. I'm going to break your arm. I'm going to break your leg. And I'm going, I don't think so, man. The drums mean too much to me. I'm out of here, you know.
You know, I'm a drummer. You know, I'm a drummer as well.
No.
Yeah,
we got to do drums together.
Yeah, I got to get mine together. I haven't played in a while, but I just brought them here, so I got to just fix up the thing. But yeah, definitely.
Oh no, we got to do that. You know, it's I've been getting this is I digress, but I just got asked to do 2 more Zoom lessons for drummers at a middle school.
Yes, nice.
So
nice.
Yeah, which is cool. You know, I mean, we get to have some fun together, and I work on rudiments with them, play a little bit.
Right.
You know, that's another conversation.
But see, but think of this. It's so much different than when we were young and started playing. You know, it's always. I mean, you have to be talented, really. And if we was doing stuff, but the stuff they do now, I can't even touch it. I'm like, whatever, you got me.
Well, I still got a little, you know, and I'm looking forward to getting back to doing school assemblies, being at the school. And I used to start off my assemblies. I bring the drums and I'd say, hey, who's the hottest guy on campus? You know, who's the hottest drummer? You got some dude, you know, strutting his stuff. I say, come down here, man. You know, show me what you got, you know?
Right.
So he plays this little thing. I said, do you mind if I If I play something, it's cool. It's cool, dude.
Right,
so I
right.
play, and he goes, dude, man, you smoked me. You smoked me, man. I thought you were like this middle-aged guy, and you smoked me. So I stopped doing it because I thought, that's contrary to what I want to do. I don't want to make fun of somebody. I want to lift them up. I want to encourage them, and that as a motivational speaker. I mean, it's now I got to ask you about a phrase that I've seen you use.
Okay.
Because it really resonated with me, and I think it's going to resonate with a lot of people that are with us catching the show today.
Okay.
You are not alone.
So, that comes in. So I came out probably about 4 years ago. It's probably about 4 years ago that I opened up about my mental health. That I deal with depression, and it hits me heavy. When it hits me, it's very heavy. So, like again, when we were coming up, it was nothing you talk about. You just keep it to yourself. It was because you didn't want to be labeled, and
a stigma. You didn't want that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And coming up and having a strong father. He wasn't hearing it. He didn't want to, it was like shake it off and move on. But the problem was, and I, like I said, I'm in Flagstaff. I love being in there. But growing up here helped stem because I was the only, and see, people say African American. I'm not African. I'm black. So I was the only black in the school. And I'm just not African. I'm black. And so growing up, I was the only person of color in the school. And so I would do stuff to fit in, to feel like I had to fit in. And it really, as I got older, just wore on me. And, Steve, even to this day, it's a struggle because I'm so emotional. I'm a Cancer, so I'm emotional. And I have like strong, like if something happened to you, it would bother me. It would affect me.
And vice versa. Yeah.
Right. So when I tell people it's okay to talk, I'd rather talk to you tomorrow instead of read about you, And so to say alone, there's a lot of us out there, I go back, I use Robin Williams as an example, when he took his life. And the first thing everybody said was, well, he had everything.
Yeah.
Man, and we constantly have to remind people money is not everything. Yes, you have to survive. You want to live comfortable, but it doesn't make you happy. You're it's a different type of happy. You're happy because you can pay your bills.
Yeah.
But as far as if money is what's going to make you happy, you're still missing something. And so these guys are missing something.
Yeah.
And and I tell people, like I was talking to somebody once and they didn't understand. They were like, people that commit suicide are selfish or this, that, and the third. You want to say, yeah, but.
Yeah, exactly.
But, right, because in their mind, they feel like they're a nuisance or they're a problem or they just bring problems and they bring everybody down. So the simple solution to them is I'll take my life. Instead of talking it out and talking about it, I'll take my life. And that way you don't have to worry about me no more. Yeah. But in terms of us that are still living, it affects us. We're the ones being affected by it.
Definitely. I mean, it's we're the ones that are left behind dealing with the pain. And, I often say, and I don't mean this to be disrespectful, but suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem.
Right.
And it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart when I don't want to go to another young adult funeral for suicide. I don't want, I would do anything. And I mean, let's just put that out here right now. I mean, if you're struggling, if you're hurting and so many are feeling isolated because of COVID and you don't have the community that you normally do at school and all of those things. Listen to Bubba. You are not alone. We're here for you. Talk to somebody. Talk to somebody. You can reach out to us. Just at Utalk Radio across the board with social. Text the word Utalk, the letter U, to 411-247. We're here for you guys. I mean, it really. I appreciate you bringing this up because it's so important. It's just so important, and there is hope. And as dark as the clouds may seem in your life right now, as much as you might be hurting, you are not alone.
Right.
There's people that love you and care about you. Just me and you. I'm here for you. And you know that. I think you know that.
Right,
I hope you
yes.
do. You know, and all of us have those down times. And I was thinking about you earlier today, and I thought, acting looks so cool. From an audience perspective, and hey, there's Bubba, there's Shell, there, all these people I know, and but it really is different in front of the camera, isn't it? Than sitting in the audience.
It's work. It's work. It's called work for a reason. Because on a show, when you're on a series, it could be some series that go 2 weeks on just one episode.
Really,
we were fortunate.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, and like even with us, even though we were doing one episode a week, sometimes we would have to come back on our off days, like what the scheduled off days or time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we would have to come back and do what we call pickups. So we would do something maybe two to 3 months later, and we had to do something referring back to something we did, so that's a challenge. Some people can just do it naturally. It's like nothing to them, but there's some people that have to work to get there. And the memory, now that I'm older, my memory's not the greatest that it used to be, so it takes me a little bit longer, and that's the number. Yeah, and that's one of the top questions I get asked all the time. How do you memorize a script? I don't.
Really? And what do you do then? No, I mean, because that's a critical point. You've got this script. This is
I do. But see, they think we read the whole script and memorize the whole script. No. I know, we have a list of what we're shooting that day. Okay, you're shooting this scene, that scene, that scene.
Okay.
So that's the scene I'll learn. Whatever we're shooting at that moment, that's when I pick up. I mean, I go over it because we're rehearsing. It does get to the point where it's second nature. After 3 days of rehearsal, you do know quite a bit, but things change daily. Like we get a new script. We get a new script daily, or
like a revised script.
Yeah, we get a revised script, rewrite. And with the rewrites, and so you learn that. So to me, I just couldn't lock it in. If I could have, but it was hard for me to lock it in because it would change. And then once I'm stuck there, I would get stuck. And a lot of times, there were times they come up to us after we've shot it a few times. Hey, say this different or do this instead of doing that. And so when you have something pounded in your head, it's, you got to remember. It's fun, but it is work as well. It's a lot of stress because we're on set. We can be on set for hours and hours. And Cheryl can tell you, when we were shooting the season finale of season 1, I think we were there like at 6, 7 in the morning. And we shot the first scene because, I don't know for some of you youngsters, they can only be on set for 9 hours. If you're over 8 or 9 or something, like from 9 to 15 or something, 16, you can only be on set 9 hours a day. And that includes going to school, because yes, you go to school. There is no, I'm not going to school today. They have teachers. We have teachers on set. When they're not on set, they're in the classroom. So it's harder for them because they got to do the schoolwork and then remember. And it's not easy. Like our teachers were really good. They didn't let them pass. They didn't just push them off. They made them actually learn.
That's good though.
But yeah, it can be fun. And then you shoot some cool, like location shoots or just certain things. And I'm a person, I like costumes. So I'm okay with that. If you want to make me look, or when I did Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And
very cool.
I was in the makeup chair for 3 hours.
Oh, dude.
Just to look like an alien, But I wouldn't give that up for nothing in the world because I'm in the Marvel family. How many people can say that, there's actually in it, not extras or background. I'm talking, I'm in the Marvel family where I had to sign a contract this big and there was stipulations on how your code of conduct. Really? I know that's the big thing now. Everybody's talking. A couple of weeks ago, everybody was talking about the young lady from Mandalorian.
Yes.
Yes. About how they cut her, or something else came up, and I was talking about. Hey, listen, we have, especially with Disney. Oh yeah, it's that thing. Nickelodeon was nothing compared to theirs.
What a great opportunity! I'm gonna have to carry your picture around now. My brother, he's part of Marvel family.
Right,
my brother. Okay.
right. And I only did the one episode, but hey, You can't take that away from me. I did it.
No, that's so cool. You know, it's funny. I got bit by the acting bug. I've been in an extra in a few films. I haven't had any speaking parts yet, but
Right.
you know, I remember the last film I did. It was like the call time was 6 p.m. and we didn't leave till 6 a.m. You know,
Right,
dude,
right.
what's up with this? You know,
Right.
And
That's
little,
right. That's the story. Yeah, that's the story I was saying. So we were on set.
Yeah.
Shell and I was on set probably about 7:30 or something. It was an early. So we shot the first scene. We didn't shoot our last scene until 11 o'clock that night.
Oh,
And that's when we started shooting at 11.
Oh, you started. Oh, dude.
We started shooting this scene at 11 p.m. and we didn't get done until like 1:30 to like almost 2 o'clock. And we've been there all day. And that, you know, and especially when you're shooting feature films, it's always like every day could be like that on a feature film because they don't have the luxuries of rehearsing every week and having it, you know, and what people don't realize, everything we do on screen is calculated. It's all, you know, we just don't do stuff. Well, Kel did. Yeah. Kel would just go nuts, and it was hard for us to stay in character when Kel would go off. And it was so funny. I mean, there was one scene that I would turn to look at him, and every time I turned to look at him, he'd have a different face or something, and I would just lose it. I would just lose it every time. I'm like, bro, I'm trying to stay in character. And it didn't phase him at all. He kept doing it. You know, I posted something a couple of weeks ago. It was like supposed to be my birthday, and we were ordering pork chops. So these special pork chops. They only had one. So since it was my birthday, matter of fact, it was the episode that Snoop Dogg was in. So he was like, it's your birthday, have it. So if you don't know my character, for you who don't know who Bunny was the like child, like he's a giant child, you know, his mindset was like a child, you know, like my thing was, hi, I'm Bunny. I would say that all the time, you know, but I was very smart because I graduated from Princeton summa cum laude, and actually it switched it almost every day. I was at Princeton, I was at Harvard.
You were making the rounds of the school.
Right. And I'm like, I wish that was real life. But so, you know, that's just kind of things, there's backstories. And I just, you know, and I tell the kids, they always ask me what do you do? And I just say, you got to get lessons. If there's local theater, because I'm on the board of directors at the local theater here. Do theater. You got it. That's the best way you're going to get training. Okay. Now, theater and film is different. It's a different sort of acting, but at least you kind of get what's going on and you get familiar with being stuff because you got to forget the cameras. You got to forget the audience, and those things aren't there because when you act, you want to be natural. Like you and I are talking, it has to be natural. That's what they want, the naturalism. Yeah. So, you know, you got to take acting classes, and you know, we had somebody on set that would help us if we had problems with lines. That was their job, to make sure we could get them. Well, mainly the kids, but they got us as well. And, you know, and it's crazy, Steve. I was laughing the other day when I was filming this. It's called The Mall. It's and it'll be probably out in August or so. But I tell them, hey, I have a problem. It doesn't matter. No, it wasn't the film. It was because I'm on the radio now as well.
I was going to say you're a DJ, aren't you?
Yeah. So I was doing drops last week. I was doing my drops, and there's one word. I was telling them, hey, there's always one word in every script that I'm going to mess up, and I'll struggle with it, and it could be as easy as the. Like, seriously. I don't know what it is in my brain, but we were shooting an episode where I had to say Kanye West. I couldn't say Kanye. I don't know what I was saying. Yeah, it was so, it was different. It was frustrating because it was the first time this happened to me. And it got very frustrating. So, and those that don't know, I had a speech impediment when I was young. I mumbled. I was a mumbler because I just couldn't say big words. I still struggle with big words. I say big words better than I say small. But it was one of those things. And I didn't get confident in talking until I was like 35.
Wow.
Yeah. Then I got
Isn't that interesting? Now see, I didn't know that about you. And I remember I took a speech communications class when I was a freshman in college. And the professor asked me to stay afterwards. And she goes, Mr. Russo, I got to tell you something. Do yourself and the world a favor. Don't ever become a public speaker. Don't think about doing radio, TV, and I'd like to find her today because I kind of mumbled and it's something. snapped and it changed. So, those of you, don't listen to everybody that tells you don't do this, don't do that. Just keep, I mean, we're two good examples here. Now, you are a motivational speaker as well, correct?
Right.
I saw something, some key words that you had, and I love this phrase: desire, creativity. I hope I get it right. Desire, creativity, determination, motivation, and then let's get it.
Yes.
Why are those words so important?
Yes. So before you do anything, you have to have a desire to do it.
Okay.
Sure. And if you don't have no desire to do something, you're going to do it half-butt.
Mm-hmm.
There's no desire. If you're just doing it to do it. So have that desire. And I tell people, and it's funny, you were talking about people telling you no. I call them dream killers. I don't listen to dream killers. Because dream killers, you tell them, hey, I got this. And they'll be, no, you can't. Why do you want to do it? I have somebody. I have somebody in my life that's like that. And I got a few more months and I don't have to deal with them ever again.
Good. What gets me is why be a dream killer? I've got a couple in my life. Don't kill somebody's dream. If nothing else, encourage them in some way, somehow. So, okay, desire, and then the creativity comes in.
So creativity, and that pretty much has to do with the industry, because that's mainly like I was talking. So you have the desire to do something. Now you got to find the creativity, because we have to be creative in things that we do, to stand apart. You have to be creative to move forward. So once you have desire, now you create it. And it's almost like in the industry, there's steps, we just don't show up one day and say, hey, we're going to do this movie or something. It's like months and months of preparation before we even come in. And then they have to hire a crew and all that. So, in auditions, when you go to audition, how do you stand apart? You got to stand apart from everybody else. If you want it, you got to be different. So that's that. The creativity,
desire, creativity, determination.
Right. So once you get that desire, once you got that creativity, then that determination. So you got to be determined to finish, because a lot of times we'll start things and we'll just stop. And I'm really bad at this. So that was more for me. Because I'm the person, I know how to do so many different things, but I'm a master of none. Because once I figure it out, I move on, because I get bored. I get bored and I move on.
I resemble that.
Yes. So that's why you got to be determined. You got to make, okay, I'm going to get it. And you got to stay motivated. And staying motivated is hard. I don't care what you're doing. It's hard. Look, it's hard for me to get up at 6 o'clock every morning. I need all the motivation I can get, so I'll just do whatever I have to, or I'll talk to myself in the mirror. I'll look in the mirror. Let's go. Let's get it, and that's where the let's go. Let's get it. Yeah.
I love it.
You put all those together, you got to do, because, we got families, like us, we have families.
Yeah.
And, they depend on us, if you have little ones. I have a 17-year-old and a 9-year-old. So they depend on what we're doing. And thank God my daughter is graduating this year and she'll be 18. So you can kind of get the hint when I say there's something I don't have to deal with after once my daughter turns 18, I'm free.
I love it. Well, these words, I keep going back to them, that people of all ages need to grab a hold of them. And I think we've talked about this a little bit before. Utalk, we're really big on going mad, and our crew goes, yeah, Steve, you're mad. No, not crazy mad, but making a difference. And to me, it seems like if we can grab that desire, creativity, determination, motivation, let's get it, we can change the world.
Right.
We can make a difference.
And it does start with us, Steve. Once we get ourselves, we have first, before you can help anybody else, you got to work on self.
That's right.
And I tell people, you can't make nobody else happy if you're not happy.
That's right.
With yourself, and nobody can make you happy. And that's the thing, and I've been guilty of it. And I think we all have. We look for somebody to give us that happiness, but it's never, it's not there, because you got to be happy with yourself.
That's right.
And I'm the type of person, I don't like somebody who has no ambition, who doesn't want to do anything. And I've been like that my whole life. I don't want to date you. If we're dating, you got to have some ambition. Have something that I can support you in.
I love it. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I've tried to create things. Here, let me help you do this, do this.
Yeah.
And that goes into desire, determination. So that's where all that came from.
Yes.
Because I would just see, I mean, it's like you look at people and you're like, really? You're just content with that? You're just barely getting by? Man, I'm looking at all kind of avenues. Like I actually am a business partner with CBD oil, coffee, fat-burning coffee. So that's what I'm saying. We do stuff, in actors. I'm going to tell you this now. Unless you're an A-lister and you're making $1 million an episode or a show, unless you're doing that, a lot of us is working other things, because people think we all have a lot of money. No, there's a few handful who are making money like that. There's only a handful. The rest of us are, that's why we're constantly hustling to get stuff because in order to survive. So have ambition, have some ambition, have something, a hobby. And I'm really big on have a hobby, have something that I can look at you, because I've been in the front line all my life. Since I was a kid, I've been watching, and everybody had this. And that goes into my depression as well, because I feel like I failed and I let people down. And that's the one thing I was just telling somebody before we got on. I think I get apologetic because I don't ever want to, let people down or do something wrong or hurt people's feelings. And I do. And don't think just because I say I don't want to do it, it happens because that's life. We're humans. So
exactly.
It's just, man, I can talk forever, if you get me going, and I can talk for 2 hours straight on this.
Well, we're going to have to get you back on the show so we can keep talking, Right. If people want to follow you and kind of keep track on social, what you're doing and where you are, that kind of thing, where do they go?
Well, right now, Instagram is the best way. Because it allows, I don't have none. So it's just Bubba Ganter, B-U-B-B-A Ganter. I do have an acting page on Facebook, and it's Bubba Ganter, whatever that thing, / the minus sign actor. So that's my acting page. My regular page is I'm at 5,000. And, people are like, create another page. No, I don't want to. That's too many. At least, most of the people I have on Facebook, I may know them or I've communicated with.
Sure.
It's hard on Instagram because there's so many people and, they get frustrated, especially the kids. Yeah. The kids don't understand that we have lives and the kids don't understand that we're not that character they see on TV. Like
no, wait, I'm so disappointed.
They see this gray hair and they're like, what happened to you? I've been gray since I was like 30. So I have to dye it and they look and then I have glasses on and I tried to change I think I told you last time I was trying to change my look. I enjoy, like I said, I'm very grateful for Nickelodeon and Disney and stuff, but I do like roles with some meat to it, and that's what I'm getting to play now. I don't have to be the comic relief. Now I'm the threatened force, you're scared of me. That's the kind of roles I like doing because I'm in person, I'm really a nice person. So it allows me to be somebody different, to be a butthole. No,
that's fun. And that allows you to expand and do some different things. So,
right.
Hey, we got to get you back on the show, man. This has been great. One more time, it's on Instagram. It's just Bubba Ganter, Bubba Great to see you, and let's hopefully we can get together again. I mean, definitely get you on the show, but next time I head to Arizona, or whatever, I'll give you a shout. And if you're here and you got time, we'll do
I'll
it.
Definitely
hit
you up. Yes, sir. And on Twitter, it's real Bubba Ganter on Twitter.
Real Bubba Ganter. Okay, we got you covered. Hey, thanks, my brother. You take care of yourself. It's great to see you. And let's stay in touch, and thanks for taking time to be with us.
Oh, anytime.
This is Utalk Radio.